So, care homes, you want to get 35% more residents by converting more inquiries. Well, here's a six-step follow-up for you to follow. Now, of course, you may be getting to your care home a certain number of inquiries per month, and this is particularly relevant to private inquiries. Um, but this video is in 2025, January, and I work with a number of care homes. We help them generate more inquiries. But what also makes a massive difference is how well care homes convert those inquiries and converts them. What do we mean by that? Is talking to that family and finding out what their need is, inviting them for admission to a visit or an assessment, having them become a new resident. This requires work and it requires a strategy. If you want to convert more inquiries than you are presently doing. And we work, as I say, with a number of different care groups and single care homes. And to be honest, that follow up that they do for inquiries is hugely variable. Some don't even answer the phone. That's an error, number one, if someone makes an inquiry. Others maybe handle that initial inquiry, let's say if it comes via email or even a brochure download, much too late. Others don't follow up enough or even don't follow up in the correct way. And today, I'm going to show you how to do it the correct way. And beware, this is quite a long video. I'm going to go into detail. It's going to be 6 steps, and on these 6 steps, it's going to include how to respond if an inquiry comes in by phone, by email, by a live chat, for example. And it's going to give you the exact transcript and exact script on what to say. Now, the beauty, of course, is that you can use this as a template and you can tweak it for your own purposes. But the aim of this video is to start to give you the tools that will help you convert more inquiries to residents. Now, it's important to bear in mind too is that for a care home, an inquiry may be worth between 50 and 200,000, between 50k and 200,000 in potential fees, private fees for your care home. So every inquiry is a high of potential high ticket. It's what I call a high ticket sale, and it should be treated as such. I was speaking just a couple of weeks ago to the customer services director of a leading care group. They treat every inquiry like gold dust. And this video is going to start to go through details of how you can and should be treating every inquiry like gold dust. So let's get into it. And if you can see where my cursor is, it's based on the 6-step follow-up. Now, as I go, if you've got any of your own thoughts or reflections, please add them in comments. I'll be able to respond and also answer any questions. And I will be including this link to this guide in the description so you can have a look at it yourself. You can download it yourself. And as I said, tweak it for your own purposes. Now, before I get going, remember, whoever is handling those inquiries for your care home, and whether it be your manager, whether it be you have an admin person, whether you have a dedicated CRM, customer relations manager, or however you like to call them, whoever is doing this, they should be helping, not selling, helping that family member who's making that inquiry. And this, by helping, helps you build trust. And trust is what a family is looking for when they are making that inquiry. So it's vital, first off, it's to remember you're always helping someone in the stressful and difficult journey of looking for a care home for their loved one. Position yourself as an expert helper and position yourself as someone always wanting to help, because this allows, and this is very important, for a more satisfactory and indeed enjoyable process of following up inquiries, because the follow-up is absolutely vital. Plus, I might add, it does help very much if you have 100% conviction and faith in your care home team. You actually deliver the care, which I'm sure you do. Because if you do have that conviction and knowledge and faith, that can come across in the way that you talk to any prospective family member you are talking to, as I mentioned here. Now, this is very, very important. Your first aim when you are helping someone in their journey to choose a care home, ideally your care home, is that you should be organising, encouraging them to visit or have an assessment to your home. You want them to visit because it's after you've had a visit that's when your best conversion rates are. Your own data will probably tell you this, and indeed every single care home we speak to says that if they get a visit, that's when their conversion rate goes up, because they see their home, they like the team, your care team, and they are ready to move in. So getting that visit is absolutely priority number one, and that's the action you should be encouraging every single prospective family to make in all your communication. I'll come on to this later. So, how fast to respond to an initial inquiry? Speed is everything. And so, if you are not responding directly on the phone, so of course, if you're answering the phone, you're responding, that's an immediate response. But if someone's responding or making that inquiry via email, via live chat, via brochure download, or whatever it may be, respond within 10 minutes. Yes, you read that right, fast. But ideally within 2 hours. Never more than 24 hours. Speed of response gives an excellent first impression. Care homes, here's the thing, it doesn't apply just to you, it applies to every single business, every single organisation. And you are there, your job is to build trust in prospective families and to impress them. So respond fast. Now, remember, an inquirer, a prospective family, will almost certainly contact different care homes. It won't just be you. So, by responding fastly and promptly, as I say, within 10 minutes, ideally within 2 hours, that person will look favourably on your care home. You will be the first and quickest care home to contact them back. That's a good thing. Trusted Care have done their own analysis on this. Their Trusted Care is a care home inquiry service. Establishing contact within 1 hour of receiving emails doubles the chances of booking an appointment on an initial call. There you go. So that data should be enough to convey that message to you. Now, before I go on, remember, I said this is a long video. There's a lot of content here. I want to make sure that, as I've mentioned, after someone visits your care home, your conversion rate is 70%. So always encourage families to visit or have an assessment, however you do it. Tip 2, get contact details. So many occasions, and we listen to phone calls the whole time from care homes. A phone call is answered, it's an inquiry, and the person answering the phone does not take contact details. They just ask them to ring back later. Well, to be honest, that's rubbish. Don't do it. So when answering calls via the phone, your priority, again, a priority, should be to get full contact details, name, email, and phone number. And the beauty of it is that people will give you their details when asked. So ask, and you can only follow up inquiries if you get the contact details. self-evident. Now, another tip here, particularly if families are looking for care homes in their area and they're contacting a number of different care homes, they may get straight to the point. What are your prices? Well, that means they are probably checking and fishing around on prices. Now, you don't want to get into a price war. You want to get into the position where this family likes you above all else, because essentially you're helping build that trust. And if you can show your expertise and your value, that in itself is going to carry massive weight when a family makes a decision on who to visit. So my tip is, if a family asks straight away, "Can you tell me your prices?" And then here's some answers. Try to encourage the family to recognise how your particular care home will meet the required needs of their loved ones. So strike up a conversation and respond with something like, "Yes, of course I will tell you this." So you're acknowledging to them that of course you will tell them their prices, but before, and this is being absolutely honest, before you tell them your prices, you need to check that actual fact your care home is a right fit for them. That's an honest and proper thing to do. So respond with, "Can I first please ask you a few questions to find out if we're a right fit for you? What prompted you to get in touch with us today?" So then you are inviting them to talk to you, to relay and explain their predicament. Or there's another option. What's the priority for you when looking for a care home for, let's say, Jack or whoever it is? So what we're doing here is asking questions to discover what that person's care needs is. And this is your first aim. Find out what their need is. Be like a detective. You want to find out what their need is and if your care home is the right fit. Because again, I stress, it's only after you've done this, found out what their care need is, that you are, to be honest, in a position to know if you're right the care home, if you are the right care home for them. And then, fair enough, you can provide your fees. Look here, I always try to book them to visit your care home. And as I mentioned here, try and encourage the family to think of the benefits of your care home rather than price. Now, if a person asks for a brochure, send the brochure via land mail as well as via email, and include a handwritten note if you're sending it via land mail. This will make a nice little personalised touch. As I repeat, it's a high ticket sale. If you are sending out via land mail, do the personalised touch. And here's just a template for you to follow. "Dear whoever it is, thank you for the request of our brochure. Would you like to come and have a look round? Please call me anytime on or email me anytime to arrange this. Best wishes and your name." That's coming on a handwritten note. Something like that. And here's some more data from you is of interest. So those are some quick tips, and these are the kind of things that we come across with care homes the whole time. As I mentioned, the first goals when taking inquiry, we talked about it's finding out what their needs are, and if you're a right fit, encouraging them to visit. But what's more, just stepping back from that as the ultimate goal and talking about how you can achieve that, always speak directly with the family member to understand, and this is important, in their own words, who may be requiring care and that person's care needs. Get them to talk to you by asking those questions. And there's so many questions you can ask, because I repeat, you want to make sure you understand, show empathy and show that you understand their predicament. Always be empathetic when you are doing this. And to be honest, by asking questions, you will demonstrate empathy, which is so important. And now here we go. Now we're going to the responses after you've taken that inquiry. So you've taken that first inquiry, and Now what you're going to do is, let's say you've taken it via phone and you've had a phone call. Now you're going to be responding via email, which is something you must do. You won't just put the phone down. You'll then also respond via email. And in your email, briefly summarize to the inquirer what their loved one's care needs are. This is very important to demonstrate that you understand and have listened to their predicament. I promise you, doing this well will in itself stand you out from care homes. And also in this email, provide links to testimonials. This is called social proof. And families trust other families. They will trust other families, to be honest, more than they'll trust you at this stage, especially if they're an inquiry that's not coming from a recommendation or a referral, maybe a much colder inquiry. And here I repeat, remember in that email, maybe you've done it on the phone already, but try and book a visit or this assessment. So here you go. Here's here's a template for you on that first response email. Dear so and so, whoever it is, thank you so much for your call just now. To summarize, I understand you're looking for a care home for, name that person, who then summarize their care needs. As I say, as described in their own words. That's very, very important. Don't want to bamboozle them with your words or your jargon. I'm sure you don't use it, but I always like to, I always think it's good practice to show that you've listened to them in their own words. And then here attaches our brochure. Of course, why not? Also, please take a look at what families of residents say about us. And here you can provide a link to your carehome.co.uk reviews, or even better, a link to your website with your testimonials. To be honest, I always recommend care homes put testimonials separately on their website, not just a link to their carehome.co.uk reviews. And then you're going to end this email with, we'd love you to come and have a look round, and please call me on, etc., or email me anytime to arrange this. And then best wishes, your name and contact details. So again, in your email, summarize to the inquirer what their loved one's needs are to demonstrate you understand and have listened to their predicament. Now, remember, you've responded via email, but you are also going to respond via text, because remember, you've also got their mobile phone number. So send a text message in addition to your email. This is for the added personal touch. They will read that message, and text messages is a much more personalized method of communication than emails. We all know that. So send them a text message, and it can be something as simple as, hi, it was a pleasure to speak with you just now. And just to let you know, I've just sent you over an email. Best wishes, your name. You can even put a nice little emoticon there, smiley emoticon. It's a nice little personal touch. And you can follow up that conversation via email, because there's every chance, by text, there's every chance they will respond to your text message. And you've now built up an engagement via text, which is key. So that's just the initial handling the inquiry. Now we're going to be talking about the follow-up, and there's 6 steps. As I mentioned, treat every inquiry like gold dust. As I say, a care home resident can be anywhere between 50k and more than 200k in total fees for your care home. This is very, very important. You've done the hard work. You've done all your marketing and promotions, websites, and you've hired all your great care teams to deliver care and to start to get inquiries. That's all effectively inquiry generation. The follow-up is easy. It takes minutes, not hours. And this is how I need you to think about it. Because in terms of leverage, minutes to help you increase your conversion rates, it's a no-brainer. So if you're thinking about who can do this, how they fit it in, well, it becomes a habit. You can do it 15 minutes per day per care home. Devote 15 minutes on follow-up, and here's how to do it. Do it systematically, 6 steps. And moreover, if you can add every inquiry inquirer to your What's On at My Care Home e-shot, you're effectively going to be following them up forever. So even if they don't choose you as a care home, they're still going to be hearing about all the wonderful things that are going on at your care home. And they may well tell their friends. I have examples of all these e-shots. So again, just ping me a message and I can send you examples of these e-shots. But now, how often should you follow up and when? Well, I'm going to make it easy for you. If you sense a family needs a care home within 30 days, use this cadence here. Initial response, 10 minutes, 2 hours. 2 days later, follow up 1. 4 days later, follow up 2. 7 days later, follow up 3. 7 days later, follow up 4. 7 days later, follow up 5. And the 6th is you're adding them to your e-shots. If a family is to care home within 30 to 90 days, you see, you're spreading out the follow-up. I'm going to give you details about how to do this follow-up in a moment for each of these steps. But for now, I just want to make sure that you understand this is a 6-step follow-up. 15 minutes a day. If a family is to care home within 3 to 6, this is for 50 minutes per day for one care home. Again, I do emphasize this is a habit you need to get into. Yes, if you have a CRM system, and I do have recommendations, this can make this life easier for you, but you can do this handwritten. You can do it on an Excel sheet. As long as you start to build up a habit. And if you're going, oh my goodness, this is too much, do a 4-step follow-up, but do it. If a family needs to care home within 3 to 6 months, again, you've got a much longer cadence, 1 month later, 1 month later here. We see that initial inquiry response is fast. That's the most important, is that fast follow-up over a number of initial days. Now, I just want to draw your attention to this. Now, if you do a follow-up by a phone call and that phone call is unanswered, that does not classify as a follow-up in the sense that, yes, you can leave a voicemail and that's fine, but if you phone them and they don't answer, when you don't leave a voicemail, that's not a follow-up. I would always send a text message, and I'm going to come to this later. Answered phone calls, email messages, and text messages classify as follow-ups because those will be read. And a quick tip, and this is something we use the whole time, and you should definitely do. 100% it works. If you ring a mobile phone number, so let's say I've got Fred, he called me 3 days ago. He was thinking about care home for his mum, just initial inquiry. I've got his mobile phone number. I'll maybe call him a couple of days later. I'll ring his mobile phone number, but he won't answer, he won't pick up. Most of us don't. Ring back again immediately. Here we go, ring back again immediately. Because people are likely to pick up a second time. And please don't feel bad about doing it, because remember, you want to try and help. You are there as someone handling inquiries on behalf of your care home to help them. That's your job. Your job, effectively, and see it like this, is do your utmost to help that family. And you want to find out how they're getting on. So don't absolutely try this method of the quick double ring on mobile phones. And if I do it the whole time, but try it and then decide if it's for you. As I mentioned, for us, it's always been a positive result. So here you go, what to say in your follow-up if you're wondering about what to say. Well, if you're following by phone, and if it's answered, respond with open-ended questions, such as, and I'll do it. Hi, it's Adam here from Millbank Care Home. Is that Joe? Hi, Joe. Yes. You may remember you requested our brochure. I just want to check you got it okay. What did you think? So there you go. You're immediately just checking with them from the latest, your most recent interaction, which is they wanted a brochure. You just want to check they got it. And then you want to hear what they think about it. Who knows? They may say, oh, you know what? I didn't get it. Okay, well, great. And you'll say, well, I'll make sure you get it. So sorry about that. I'll make sure you get it. How are you getting on with your looking for a care home? Or if they have received the brochure, it's like, well, what do you think of it? And then listen. That's where this listening skills comes in. You know, your role, I can't emphasize enough, is just to listen. Listen to what their predicament is, where they are, and then position yourself when it's right for them to come over and visit. Or I'm going to give you another option here. Hi, it's so and so from name of care home. I'm just calling to see how everything is going. Very open ended. Nothing pushy or salesy or unpleasant. Just calling to see how everything is going. And then, as I mentioned, just listen. And when you have this kind of approach, it makes it so much easier and indeed enjoyable to follow up because you are listening and wanting to help and wanting to learn about their predicament. And if you are leaving a voicemail, just do it short and sweet. I'll do it again if I was leaving a voicemail. Hi Jack, it's Adam here from Millbank Care Home. I just wanted to check that you got our brochure. I hope you did. And just to say, we'd love it if you were able to come and visit. If so, please just call me anytime on 07. That's it. There we go. Very easy, very unobtrusive, very pleasant, very non-salesy. And again, you want to follow up here. This is just the first follow up. Follow up by a text. Again, hi, it's so and so from name of care home. I just tried calling, left a voicemail. All the very best. Adam, emoticon. And again, you've now got that text. So again, you might get a response to that text, and again, you've got a conversation then going. And again, if you're doing this follow-up by email now, we've done phone, email, and now, phone and text, and now doing via email. Dear so-and-so, I hope all is well. All of relevant personalised notes you feel is relevant. I just wanted to check you've got our brochure okay. Do you have any immediate questions I can help with? We'd love for you to come and have a look around, name of your care home. Would you like to? Best wishes, etc. Again, would you like to come and have a look round? Again, that's the action you want to try and get that family member to do, particularly if you found that you are a relevant care home to them. Now we're into follow-up 2. And that was all follow-up 1. Follow-up 2. The phone, if answered, answer again. Answer with open-ended questions, such as, you may remember requested a brochure. Did you get it? Okay, what did you think? Or again, same here actually from follow-up 1. This is on the presumption that you've not heard back from your follow-up. So what you're doing here is just following up again. And then I mentioned if they answer, listen. Of course, if you started to get an interaction and a conversation going after any points of this follow-up, that just changes the game entirely. But this is kind of on the presumption that you didn't get a response after you made the preceding follow-up. Again, follow-up by text. If phone is unanswered, this time don't leave a voicemail because you've already left one voicemail. Remember from that first follow-up 1. Here it's hi, how everything's going in your search for the right care home. You're asking them a question. That's it. And follow-up 3 now here by email. So we've made 1, 2 follow-ups. We've not heard back, but we are remember following that cadence that we talked about previously, that sequence of follow-up. This is all scheduled in your diary of follow-ups. And dear, so again via email, how are you? And the name of the person with their care needs. Let's say you found that. How are you getting on? Again, or some kind of relevant personalised note. Again, we've got another message here. I just wanted to reassure you that I know organising care for a loved one and choosing the right care home can be a hard and difficult decision. You're starting off by empathising with them, and here you're just doing something additionally to help them. To help you, here's our guide on how to choose a care home. Now, you may have your own guide on how to choose a care home, which is actually very, very valuable to any family member who's looking for a care home. If you can provide that guide, that's going to be very helpful to them. It would certainly be helpful for me if I was a family member looking for a care home. Or, make it even easier for you, you've got the Witch's guides on how to choose a care home. Give them that link. That's pretty helpful. I would remember you for that. And again, would you like to come and have a look round, and meet our lovely team? Yeah, so you're adding here. Our team's lovely. You should definitely come and meet them. We're always here to help. Very, very empathetic, wanting to help method of communication. Best wishes, your name. What you can also do on this email, P.S. Here's a link to details on your care home manager. Because I can tell you now, every single family member would like to know who exactly their care home manager, the person who's in charge of looking after their loved one. And this link, and again, this ideally would go to your website, where here's the link where you can learn more about him or her, your care home manager. That's nice. If you sent me that, I would be very happy. And I can tell you now, no other care home in your catchment area will be doing this. And that's the position you want to be. So now we're on follow-up 4. Again, if answered, respond open-endedly with something like, hi. Again, I'm just calling to see how everything is going. And that's your, if this is, they're picking up the phone and answering. Very open-ended question, just to find out what their latest is. And then I mentioned just listen, and the conversation can flow then from listening. Again, if you're following up by text, again, how's everything going in your search for the right care home? Now we're on to follow-up 5. And now this is an interesting tactic. And it's a tactic that works. What I mean by works, it can provoke a response. You can get a response. Because at this stage, to be honest, you just like a response. This is follow-up 5 on the presumption you've not heard back up to now. Or maybe you've heard back, but it's not that's giving you a much more information to go with. So this is follow-up email 5. Dear so-and-so, as we've not heard back from you, I trust you've found a care home that's right for you, or the name of the individual. I just wanted to let you know there's still, if there's still any way we can help, we're always here. Best wishes in your name. So what you've done here is, as I've heard not back from you, I trust you found a care home that's right. And what you can actually do is just put a question mark there. So again, you're just asking them to confirm with your idea that they're all sorted and they've found somewhere that's right for their loved one. And by positioning it this way, you're kind of closing off this inquiry by email. And what you're doing there is just giving them a final chance to say, well, you know what, we're not actually, we've not decided yet, or, Jack or Frank, whoever it is is in home care at the moment, or that it can provoke it can prompt a response that lets you know where they are in that journey. And to be absolutely clear, if they found somewhere else, I'd always like to know if they found somewhere else, and ideally who it was. This is all part of your learning process. If you can find out from a family if they chose someone else over you, and you think that they maybe should have chosen your care home, you can actually find out. It's very useful to be able to find out why they chose another care home. Was it because of their reputation, or was it a price issue? But you have to remember as well, on price issues, particularly for privates, people may say it's a price issue when it's not. But that's just like a get out, because if my care home if my care home does offer so much more, or I believe my care home does offer so much more, whether that be your team, whether it be quality of care, whether that be activities, but someone chose another care home that was less expensive, maybe, to be frank, there was something else that came up in your care home that is not clear, that they said, well, it's just, it's because of the price. So it's actually, sometimes a useful exercise in its own right is to endeavour to find out from a family why, in their own words, they chose another care home as opposed to yours. And sometimes if that happens to us, obviously we're an agency, not a care home, but if I feel that I was surprised that a prospective client chose someone else rather than us, I will sometimes try and get them on the phones, explain to me why, and just listen and use it as a learning exercise. But as I mentioned, this kind of tactic for writing an email can prompt a response that can be valuable for you. And then, of course, follow-up 6 is you've got that forever e-shot. Now, as I did say, I will happily provide examples of these e-shots, but these e-shots, you're going to add that person who made that inquiry to your monthly What's On at My Care Home e-shot. If you do this, I promise you'll be the only care home in your catchment area doing it. And remember, yeah, sometimes a family member, even after the 6 follow-ups, they may well have read your emails and your texts, but other things have come up in their lives. It may well be, yes, that then family members, something's changed and they are actually not quite ready at this moment in time to move into a care home, but later they may well be. And if they are getting your emails, you're certainly, I promise you, no other care homes in your catchment area will be doing it. Why? Because generally in the sector, emails is not something, and e-shots is not something that care homes do. Now, I know that all those organisations I follow will be sending me emails. And remember, people can always unsubscribe. You can do these emails by, just via MailChimp. Or they can even be text emails. But as long as you do them, I think that's the main thing. I repeat, in this way, the family will be getting updates from you forever, and they can unsubscribe at any time. So finally, conversion rates, because remember right at the very top, I said, let's go to the very top, right? So we completely remind ourselves of what we're looking to achieve here. You want to get 35% more residents by converting more inquiries. Well, let's be clear what we mean by 35%. So let's say you have, I don't know, over a period of time, let's say 10 private inquiries in 1 month. Just imagine that. So 10%, 10 inquiries, and let's say you convert 3 of them. Let's just say 30% conversion rate, 3 out of 10. Well, you're increasing that conversion rate by 35%. That's 1 more inquiry, 1 more resident per month. So again, just do the numbers on that. But even if it's not 35%, even if it's 10% improvement on conversion, those are going to make a difference to your B numbers, your income numbers, and ultimately providing a great care home, because upward trajectories on conversion rates and inquiry numbers is always good for you. It's good for any care home business, for any care home, and indeed for any organisation or any business. So again, I've put 35% as that's a good number to go for, but any improvements is going to be very positive for you. And again, you can do the numbers on that. So, but here is actually a conversion rates provided by Trusted Care, who handle inquiries on behalf of the UK's biggest care providers. Now, and it's mainly, as I do understand, by phone and email, they will not be doing a 6-step follow-up. I'm 100% certain. Last time I was in liaison with Trusted Care, it wasn't a 6-step. But what you can see here is conversion rates. They call an inquiry and a referrer, but this is quite useful data for you to have. But again, if you can have like between a 10, 15, 20% improvement on any of these, we look at Google search. If you can get that, see where my cursor is, to 20% as opposed to 10%, or if someone's previously used a home, that's the average. I would be surprised by that. I would be thought to be a bit more. But recommendations, home loan locally. But you can see here, I find care homes are actually very, very much, when I speak to them, over egg their conversion rates. But again, if you look at the data here from Trusted Care, and they work with, let me be clear, some of the biggest care providers in the UK, That's what the data shows. So it's anywhere from 4% conversion rates from social media inquiries to 60% on families who've previously used the home. I wouldn't really count that. I would count this one here. Healthcare professionals, this is kind of more like maybe a recommendation, 30%, versus kind of at the bottom here. You've got Google Maps, online directories, and social media at 4%. But as I say, follow everything here on this 6-step follow-up, which I will provide a link to in the description or wherever you're watching this video. Use it as you like. Use this one as a template and improve those conversion rates. Oh, and if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, and that way you won't miss any more videos like it.